to present the strategic choice and impact of Aitken Spence Hotels PLC and John Keys Hotels PLC. Let me introduce you my teammates. My name is Shagufta. This is Chintaka, Menaka, Konshu, and Pradit. Compare and contrast of Cinnamon Hotels and Resorts Sri Lanka, which is more John Keys Hotels PLC, and Aitken Spence Hotels and Resorts of Aitken Spence Hotels Holdings PLC. Introduction to the companies. Aitken Spence Hotels and Resorts. Aitken Spence Hotels Holdings PLC is a Sri Lankan hotel chain which is incorporated in 1978 under the name of Ahungal Hotels Limited. The company now has taken the South Asian hotel industry by storm, claiming the ownership of over 24 hotels in Sri Lanka, Maldives, India, and Oman. Introduction to the companies. Well, the Aitken Spence Hotels Holdings PLC markets its hotels under 3 brand names as illustrated below. Aitken Spence is under Sri Lanka, India, and Oman, which has been operated in those 3 countries, and there's also 2 brands, Adaran and Heritage. And when it comes for Cinnamon, that is John Keys Hotels introduction. John Keys Hotels PLC is a subsidiary of John Keys Holdings Limited and is one of Sri Lanka's largest hotels group. The hotel brand of John Keys Hotels is registered as Cinnamon Hotels and Resorts and was launched at the World Travel Markets in London on 14th November 2005. Cinnamon Hotels and Resorts consists of 3 city hotels and 11 resort hotels in Sri Lanka, Maldives as at date. And these are the companies, actually these are the hotels that are under Cinnamon. The Cinnamon Hotels and Resorts consists of 3 city hotels and 11 resort hotels in Sri Lanka and Maldives as at date. Where you can see Cinnamon Grand, Cinnamon Lakeside Colombo, Cinnamon Red, and the resort hotels in Maldives, that is Chaya, under the brand of Chaya. And also we have some more hotels which is under Cinnamon, that is Cinnamon Bay Beruwala, Cinnamon City Tel, Cinnamon Lodge, Cinnamon Wild Yara, and Cinnamon Blue Trincomalee, Cinnamon Trans at Hikadwa, and Chaya Village, and Bantara Beach Hotel. SWOT analysis of Aitken Spence Hotels and Resorts and then Cinnamon Hotels and Resorts. When it comes for strengths in Aitken Spence, it's one of a strong position in Sri Lanka and it has a strong brand recognition. And it's been experienced by the team which is backed by the Spence, and it is relatively low in debt and equity ratio. But when it comes to Cinnamon, the strength is the brand name of John Keys Hotels, and is also qualified and experienced of board of directors, and strong corporate governance structure, and IT development structure such as online bookings. And also when it comes to weakness in Aitken Spence and Cinnamon, Aitken Spence is shortage of employees and only Sri Lankan managers manage the hotels, and there is no significant expansion plans have been discussed yet. Well, Cinnamon is heavy reliance of Sri Lankan economy, increasing popularity of budget, travel and hotels, and there is shortage of employees. Opportunities in Aitken Spence would be anticipated rapid uptake in tourist arrivals to Sri Lanka and Maldives, and holds suitable land for the potential development of new resorts and rising number of Middle Eastern arrivals. And Cinnamon, it increases of tourist arrivals in Sri Lanka. Growth in the segment of Asian millennium travelers is an opportunity for the industry, and it's also a growing demand and profitability. Threats of Aitken Spence are rates are really high. Legislation such as room rates could negatively impact the growth of the Aitken Spence. And Cinnamon, possibility of political uncertainty within the country, uncertainty with relation to key economic variables such as interest rates, exchange rates, etc. And I will invite Mr. Chintaka to present from here onwards. Thank you.
Thank you, Shagupta. Pestle analysis. This is one of the analysis we do to analyze the external environment of a company. Pestle means political, economical, social, technological, and legal. So let's talk about political factors. We know that government has intervened, so they do usually intervene for each and single thing in the country. So the hotel sector is also, it cannot be, the hotel sector is also in the under the management of the government. So they have introduced some promotions so that the local hotels can go around the world and make their brand name to the whole world. And also regulations imposed by the government in respect of the minimum room rates. So these hotels cannot do as they want. They have to maintain their rates according to the decisions taken by the government. And also the government has introduced a club, Sri Lanka Travel and Tourism Club, so that all the hotels in Sri Lanka can enjoy what is inside the club, and also they have to maintain the regulations within them. Economical factors. What is done to the economy by these companies and these hotels, and also what is done by the economy for these hotels. These hotels have provided around 5,000 jobs for the economy. That means for the GDP in sense, they have contributed very well. Foreign direct investments. These companies have the share market, and the foreign people can invest their money through the foreign direct investments. And exchange fluctuations. Normally all the financial decisions taken by the management depend on these rates, economical rates. When we can talk about lease and savings, fixed deposit, like that, all these rates are controlled by the government and through these economical factors. Social factors. This means what is the society is doing for a company, or here we are talking about the hotels. Now there is a trend of the people are looking for leisure so that they can go away from their daily routine and enjoy the life. So it is a very good advantage for the hotel trade, because now the people are looking forward for leisure time. Cultural changes due to expansion of the tourism industry. As we know, Sri Lankan is known for tourism. People all around from the world are coming to Sri Lanka. So when they are coming, they might change what we have here. In sense, the culture may change. Some may come and it may be harmful, or it may be something better to our culture. So these things happen because of social factors. Technological factors. Just imagine you are going to a hotel and you don't have cash with you. So now these technological factors have given an answer for that. You can carry just a card which has money within, so you can pay the limit what you want. So the people can go away, go to these hotels and enjoy what they can have without any limits. Because of these credit cards and other kind of transactions done via online, the hotels do give promotional and seasonal offers, because they can attract more and more people for their hotels. Environmental factors. As we know, whatever we do, there is a reaction for the environment. So when these companies or the hotels are carrying out their jobs and their routine, they normally they have an output for the environment too. Usually the output becomes a harmful effect for the environment. So they have to reduce what the output the wastage they are going to the environment. It can be done through greenhouses and the other kind of green buildings, energy reduction and carbon offsetting. Legal factors. As I said before, the government they intervene for the relations and they introduce legal affairs to the organizations, imposing of taxes, and Inland Revenue Department is there to see whether these organizations are carrying out their businesses according to the laws that they have introduced. Let's see what Porter has introduced within his 5 forces. That means it says that a company will have to face these things: threats of entrance, new entrants, bargaining power of buyers, bargaining power of suppliers, and threats of substitutes, products or services, and rivalry among existing competitors. Threats to new entrants. That means when you are carrying out a business, the other people might also want to join to your industry. Here, these both John Keel hotels and Aitken Spence hotels, they have a huge reputation among the hotel industry. So when a new company is trying to get involved in the hotel industry, they might back because of their reputation and the better services done by them. Also, they have hotels and resorts all over the country. So when a new person is trying to come, he might have to do a research to find out where I can do my trade. Bargaining power of suppliers. Here, as they are giants in Sri Lanka, the suppliers tend to listen what they say, because losing the relationship with one of them might directly affect the supplier's company. Bargaining power of the customers. Here, the rates are fixed by the hotels themselves. So the customers are not in a position to bargain with these hotels. Only they can get a reduction due to the seasonal offers or the promotions. Rivalry among existing players. There are so many companies that are in the same industry, so the competition is very high in this hotel trade. For example, there were newly built hotels from Shangri-La at Hambantota and Citrus in Vaskadu. That means the rivals, they never stop. What they want is to get the best, to be the best, so they continue the competition. Threat of substitutes. The threat is very high here because Sri Lanka is well known for tourism and there are so many hotels. So the number of substitutes is very much high here. Let me talk about the financials of these two companies. As you can see, there is a slight growth of revenue in both John Keel's and Aitken Spence in the hotel industry. But here the only thing is the operating cost. That means the cost usually generated to the salaries, administration and normal expenses, they have reduced from 11%. That means they have kept their cost very well controlled, maybe because of internal controls. But here, Aitken Spence, they have increased their cost by 9%, while the John Keels have decreased their operating cost by 11%. That is one of the main points that show that the company is well growing. Here, earnings per share, that means earning that a shareholder gets. Here, the both have decreased during the past 2 years. Recommendations. As I had told before, normally whatever we do, we directly affect our environment. So we have to use green power sources, and as there are no reduction of expenses, they might have to introduce more and more family and other packages so that the more and more people will get attracted than what they have now, and conducting corporate social responsibility projects. That means they have to do something for the society and for the country, and they should advertise their promotions not only through these credit cards and things. They might have to do it through the telecommunication. Both companies are in a good position in Sri Lanka, where they occupy more than around 90% of the hotel trade in Sri Lanka, and both have, we can see that they have captured the world market also. Thank you for